contenders or pretenders? So far this season, women's basketball has looked very impressive. We saw men's basketball success earlier in the show. Women's basketball played Penn and Princeton as well. But this weekend didn't go as well for them as it did for the men. Take a look. Yale started off this game against Princeton with a hot hand as Stephanie Marciano knocks down the three to make it 7-2 Yale. Erica Davis misses a shot but gets her own rebound, puts it back in, gets fouled, and makes the free throw to make it 12-5. Megan Cower, daughter of Bill Cower, cuts into Yale's lead here with this nice jumper. Then right here she takes the 20-16 lead for Princeton. Yale's Ashley Carter drives to the hoop and ties the game up at 27 with his layup. Then Colborn cuts the lead and ties it at 32 with his shot. Princeton in the second half tries to open up a big lead as Casey Lockwood increases it to 39-34. Then Allie Pritchard makes a three to make it 48-38. Colborn cuts the lead to 62-56 with this layup right here. Then Erica Davis on the other end gets a rebound and puts it in to cut the Princeton lead to 4. Cower and Princeton were too much for Yale though, as Cower steals the ball away right here and lays it up and in to make it 74-66 Princeton, ending all hope for Yale, which lost the game 83-73 despite Erica Davis's 25 points and 18 rebounds. Princeton had a measly 8 turnovers compared to Yale's 18 turnovers in this loss. Yale went on to play the University of Pennsylvania the next night. Yale, looking to bounce back from a disappointing loss to Princeton, gets it right to Erica Davis early. Yale started off fast in this game as Stephanie Marciano knocks down the three-pointer right here. The Bulldogs then took a 9-3 lead on another Erica Davis layup. The Quakers, however, crept right back into this game as they took the lead on this three by Monica Naltner. Turnovers would once again cost the Bulldogs in this game. Lauren Piers right here steals the ball away and takes it coast to coast for the Quakers for a 28-24 lead. The Quakers led at half 33-30. In the second half, UPenn started pulling away behind Joey Rhodes, who makes the layup right here for a 41-30 lead. Stephanie Marciano and the Bulldogs tried to climb back into this one as they cut the deficit to 7 right here. But with 1:54 left, it was too little too late. The Bulldogs dropped their second straight game, losing 70-57. Erica Davis played well for the Bulldogs in the loss with 21 points and 8 rebounds. The Bulldogs only shot 32.1% for the game, and it cost them their second straight game, dropping their Ivy League record to 3-3 for the season. Very disappointing weekend for the women's basketball team. Really looked like they were going somewhere before this weekend. And it's really disappointing considering Erica Davis had 25 points and 18 rebounds. Neil, how do you lose a game when Erica Davis plays that well?
I mean, definitely an unexpected couple of losses here for the team. But you know what? This has been a problem all year for them, and it's that big question. It's turnovers. You saw it in the Princeton game. You saw it in the Penn game. Points off turnovers just killed us. We got to take better care of the ball.
Yeah, the problem is, though, Yale has one legitimate point guard in Stephanie Marciano, and their ball handling all around is a little suspect, and that's been a weakness that other teams have been picking out and taking advantage of, and it's really costing the ladies right now.
You know, Marciano moving to the two-guard spot, taking 13 shots in that Princeton game. They're starting to put Jamie Van Horn in point guard, Caitlin Lilimo. You know, Lilimo had some experience there last year. Van Horn's never really played the point. And it's showing. It's starting to hurt us. We're not gelling like we used to.
It's nice to see Marciano making some shots, getting some points, but she has to stick to her primary role of being the point guard, controlling that offense, leading the team. People like Melissa Colborn, she had a good game in both the games this weekend. She gets to the line a lot. They need her, Erica Davis, and Okafor to step up and get most of the points for the team while Marciano continues to control the offense and not play in that two-guard spot like she has been.
I mean, the basic fact is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I don't like the lineup changes. Hopefully we go back to what works now. So yeah, hopefully the women's basketball team will get back on track this weekend when they face off against Columbia and Cornell. But you know, meanwhile, the swimming team had one of their biggest weekends of the year, their biggest dual meet of the year for sure, that we had the HYPs this past weekend. The men's team looked pretty good, but lost a late lead to Harvard and ended up losing both to Harvard and Princeton by close scores. Alex Riggi won 3 events. He's always good. Meanwhile, freshman Thomas Robinson won the 200 back, and sophomore Colin Salinger also looked good, performing well in his 2 events. The women, meanwhile, also lost to both Princeton and Harvard, unfortunately. Maura McCloskey Our fearless captain won the 100-yard back, and meanwhile, the two freshmen, the two Kims, Jane did very well, winning the 200-yard free, while Susan was second in the 100-yard free. Both teams will be back in action next weekend when they have the first of their many postseason meets when they face off at the ECH Championships, which this year will be hosted by Harvard.
The men's and women's squash teams had their biggest match of the season this past weekend as the Princeton Tigers came to town. On the men's side, Max Samuel pulled out a huge 5-set victory for the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs fell 6-3, even though, in spite of a tough play by Francis Johnson winning his match in 4 games, and Todd Ruth battling back to win his match in 5 games. On the women's side, the women also lost in a tough match 6-3. Catherine McLeod won at 1 singles in 3 games, but unfortunately, Miranda Ranieri fell in her match in 5 games after battling back in a very tough match from 2-0 to tied up at 2-all, and she fell in the final game and lost the match. Ali Aziz at number 4 singles fell in her first game 9-0, but battled back and won the next 3 games. At number 8 singles, Jessica Balderson battled back from a 2-1 deficit to win the match in an incredible 5-game match. This upcoming weekend, the Bulldogs face Brown at home.